Let's try that again. Welcome to Freedom Fridays. My name is Aaron Jennings with Scalability, and we are moving into 2025 where we are going to be leveraging technology to advance your businesses, the kingdom, everything. If you don't know about systems, this is the year for you to learn. It's the unsexy truth behind every single business that if you want to create the legacy for your family where they actually want the business that you built, or if you just want to scale it to the moon, it all is going to revolve around creating systems that other people can do just like you do them, or possibly even better. I believe that if God has given you a business or a ministry, that we are called and mandated to multiply that. And so my goal is to help teach you how to multiply your business or your ministry or whatever it is by leveraging technology. So when we launched Scalability, I didn't want to just sell software and say good luck. I actually came from about 5 years of teaching people. So I've worked inside of businesses and companies where I went in, looked at everything that they were doing, created a customer journey from start to finish. When somebody shows up, they're going to do this, then this, then this, then this from start to finish. And then we would create the systems, the product processes to streamline it so that everybody in their company knew exactly what software they were doing or using and how people were going to flow from one thing to the next. I've done it in startups, brand new businesses, solopreneurs, all the way up to $100 million companies. And so when we launched Scalability, I wanted to keep that teaching in, the strategy in, because that's where a lot of people get stuck. A lot of people get stuck on the tech side. I got this cool software, and now they spend all their time trying to learn how to do software, and they don't actually work on the business that makes them any money. So we have Freedom Fridays, and if you are an active Scalability subscriber, you get to come to these calls live on the Zoom, and it is an open forum Q&A where I'm going to help you figure out your process, your customer journey, and then show you what pieces of scalability can be leveraged for you to make that move faster and make your business duplicatable and scalable. So as always, we have a few people waiting in the waiting room. We're going to let those in, and we're going to start an open conversation and then just dig right in this week. Hey guys, you can go ahead and turn your cameras on if you don't mind so I can see you, and we'll dig right in. We're live on YouTube, but I like to make sure I can see everybody here and jump right in and taking questions.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Likewise, how are you?
Oh, good. We're just having a beautiful snowy day here in Tennessee. So,
Where in Tennessee are you?
we're about 20 miles south of Nashville and Franklin.
Okay, that's right.
Yep,
I came
beautiful.
there. Right on.
Yeah,
So
so
how's everything going?
it's good. I've got a lot of different irons in the fire that I'm having to work on each one a little bit at a time. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely, as far as scalability goes, I definitely want to get that rolling. Um, because I've got to transfer my teachable stuff over, and this is all as I go along. I'm not necessarily got to
Of
do it
course.
all in one day or something. But I got teachable things I want to move over. I've got we're working on the website, and I may move that in. I'm not sure, but that, and then I've got a uh, affiliate program that I'd like to move over to Scalability too. So
Right on. I know
that's
we have. So how can I serve you in that?
Well, the main thing is I haven't looked at it, so I'm not really. I know you've got tutorials on everything. More than anything, I'm asking where's the best place to go to see how to move things from teachable to scalability.
Gotcha. That's going to be all in your courses and memberships.
Okay,
So if you go into scalability, left side all the way down is help and training, or you can click on that little blue circle in the top right corner with the
yeah,
white chat thing. And that also is a searchable, essentially like training platform and everything there too.
okay,
So just search for like courses, because if
uh-huh,
you're in Teachable, for those of you who don't know, Teachable is a platform. You can upload videos and content and create a course, and then people go to Teachable to find your course.
right,
Scalability has the same thing. You can
yeah,
build as many courses as you want, and that'll be under actual courses. And then when you go to build it, the tutorials will show you, but on the left side menu, um, I believe it's sites. You just go to sites, and then courses will be at the top.
okay, yeah. All right, I'll do that. All right, cool.
Nope, I was wrong. It's actually when you go in on the left side menu, it's courses. It
Okay.
used to be inside of sites, but we've separated it out now.
Okay, that's fine. I'll find it.
Yeah.
I'll find it. And second question is, so as far as I have an affiliate program I've been using. I've got maybe a dozen people on it. Would the tutorials on that be in the same place under that courses, training, whatever?
Yeah. Actually, I have, if you go to Scalability's YouTube channel, which I'll go ahead and grab that link and I'll stick it in the chat for everybody. But on the YouTube channel, I have 4 videos, I think, that we put together that shows you exactly how to launch and pretty much automate your affiliate program.
Okay, perfect.
It shows you how to like set up the affiliate program and then how to launch it and how to manage and pay your affiliates and then how to automate your signups. So there's 4 videos. Let me see here. I'll pull these in real quick for you. Bill, why don't you tell us what you do? I like people to kind of start off with telling us about you so everybody can get to know you. What
Sure,
do you do? What are
absolutely.
you working on?
Yeah, and I apologize. My camera is not
No worries.
functioning for whatever reason. Um, yeah, so I have a nonprofit called Purpose International, and for about 45 years, I've been teaching people. Gosh, I guess about 5 different continents, hundreds of thousands of people, maybe into the millions, because we've done a lot of TV and other things. Um, how to find your purpose. What are you on the planet for? What were you born to do? What's the legacy you're going to leave? And do you have any clue what it is, how to find it, and then how to practically walk it out, plan it out so that you actually know you did it.
Mhm.
And it's been very fruitful, fun to do. We've got it for all ages, from like 5 years old on up to whatever age you are. So we've got it for little kids, we've got it for teenagers, got it for adults, we've got Bible school stuff, we've got university level courses, youth groups, adult study groups. So you can go through it by yourself, you can go through it with a group, you can do it on video, you can do it on audio, whatever you want. So we've been working on it a long time. So what we're doing by moving over to scalability is just sticking in a one-stop shop, so rather than having all these other peripheral things out there.
Yeah.
And so we're just now stepping into the social media area. I've been distracted by other things, businesses and things that we run, and so just now getting to that. Though I know we're not late to the game because I have so many contacts and so many joint ventures, in the wings that I can go to and make that happen way faster than normal.
Yeah.
So that's basically who we are, what we do.
Right on. Cool. What's your customer journey? I'm going to focus a lot this year on customer journeys and path where people get a clear view. Because I think when it comes to building all this stuff, especially for you, Bill, this would be good. But everybody pay attention no matter where you're at in the process. You need to know how people are coming, like who are you after? How are they coming into your business? And then where are they going step by step?
Yeah.
Because especially Bill, where you have so much stuff and you're moving everything over, we've we've all had to do that. Switch software, switch the platform, just did
Oh
things
yeah.
differently and move things around. And it's real easy to go, well, I like all of these things, so I'm just going to move everything. And then we end up spending the next 6 months in the tech world of like just moving stuff.
Right.
And so I'm a fan of like, what's the fastest way to money so you can keep the business open and keep your life running while you do the thing,
Exactly.
right? And so understanding out of all those things that you have, do you have a clear picture of what the customer journey is like, who you're
Yes.
targeting,
Yes.
where's the first place you're going to send them, and then where they're going to go on to?
Yeah. And everything's morphing, because everything
Yeah.
progresses. So right now, basically, it's been pretty static. It's just whatever joint ventures that I've been doing, send them to a funnel, which sends them to the website, or they go, purchase directly from the funnel, or whatever the interaction may be. So right now, it's mostly been joint ventures, other people's podcasts, other people's events, which has been fine. We had a really good year last year doing that. And joint ventures are the main thing for me. Going to be for a while, probably for a couple of years,
Mhm.
because we haven't been in the social media arena, and so we're partnering with those who have good customer bases, and will introduce us to their customer base. So we're going to rely heavily on that. But then we have a website, and we've had this website for years. It was called purpose3.com. Then it went to gps7.com, which was Global Purpose Strategies. We've moved things back to Purpose International. Global Purpose Strategies is now just an arm of this. That's more for our partners. So if someone is going to see us, they might see us on that other person's podcast. They might see us at that event. That would send them, like I said, to a funnel, which will send them as well to our own social media and to the website where they can do more. Then, of course, we're capturing their emails. We're getting them on autoresponders, which then continues to, they continue to hear what we have. So say a mom comes in because she heard about our children's book. Right. Well, she might have teenagers and doesn't know that we have the same materials for the teenagers, just in their vernacular.
Yeah.
And then we're finding that as a mom goes, starts going through the materials, that she goes, well, wait a minute, I need this as well. So then we've got the adult stuff. So it's that kind of a journey. It's kind of a step by step, though we're feeding into that. The idea of affiliates is another step to where we had one of our courses with a Christian university for about 20 years, 22 years. And it was, that course was voted the favorite course every single year. That school, the university had 100 campuses around the world. Not every campus was doing it every time, but every time they did it, they said, that's the best course we've had, right? So we know that works. We also have a ministry office in Kenya that's been going for about 17, 18 years. Again, reached millions over there, working with the government, working with academia and all the different areas of influence. But I want affiliates to be able to do the work for us as far as getting the word out. And I want them to earn while they do that, of course, what affiliates are all about. So that's why we want to work on the affiliate program.
Gotcha.
And we've already got that in Africa, and I've got literally friends around the world. Those 100 campuses, every one of those, will be open to this. So
yeah.
So that's it's a lot of it's 40 years of work, but it just depends on how they see us. How did they see us? Did they see us from Africa? Did they see us online? Did they see us in that university course? Whatever it is, it takes them all to the same website where they can go, oh, wait a minute, there's this, this, and this. Now we're completely redoing that website. Right now, I've got a company that's doing that for me. In fact, they've got permission. They're going inside Scalability and doing things for me because that's, they're some sharp guys and I don't have the time for it. So that website will be completely redone. And it's we're probably a month or two away from that happening completely. But the one we have is functional, right? It's functional. So that's basically the journey. We've just found that when somebody sees one thing, they go, well, I know this person or my family member, or wait a minute, I need, and then it goes from there. But now we need those people to be our advocates who are out there actually as affiliates, get paid while you're telling somebody.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I just posted the YouTube videos. There's 4 videos that show you how to create, launch, and automate your affiliate program and scalability. So the videos are in
Awesome. I see them.
And then they're also in the chat on YouTube. So just quick references for those. But cool. I'm glad to see you moving forward. Anything else I can do to serve you, Bill?
No, those are the 2 main things I needed today. Just I need to know where to go. I know they're out there. I just didn't know where to look. So I thought that would be the easiest thing.
Understood. And then take advantage of that, of the live chat team. They're there 24/7, 365.
Yeah.
The guys that are, I've noticed over the past 2 years, the people that learn the software the fastest, that I end up never talking to until all of a sudden I'm like, wow, you know a lot about the software. They're always like, oh, your chat's amazing.
And they are amazing. I have used
they do a great job. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's true. I have used them and they are sharp and man, they get the answers back to you very quick. Very impressed with them.
Cool. Good. Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Have a good one. Well, who wants to go next? How can I help you? You know this is open. I haven't seen some of you in a little while. Go ahead, Crystal. What's up? Catch me up.
Hey. How was your holidays?
Fantastical.
Awesome. Did you guys get snow? We got snow this morning. Did you get snow?
Started yesterday morning. So we have 4 inches of nice, fluffy, now wet snow.
Yeah.
Everybody's sliding off the road because they can't drive, but other than that, it's good.
Yeah. Oh, Tennessee shut down. No, it shut down. So let's see what's happening. Well, first of all, um, my business is Label Breakers, and I really like what you said, Bill. Um, we'll have to maybe do some joint ventures. We help people find their true identity in the creator and know who he is, so we know who we are, so that we can break off all the negativity that the world puts on us, so we can live in purpose, on purpose, and with the one who is our purpose. So that's what we do at Label Breakers, and we do that through a community that lovely Erin and Fast Scalability has set up for us. So I highly recommend their services for that. So we do it through a community. We do it through retreats. We do it through a podcast every week. So, and for like what you were saying, what is our focus for this next year is just to grow that, to continue growing that, um, all of those places. We do own some acreage in Tennessee, and we are real estate investors also. So we have to build out our triple R hideaway retreat here, where we can have people come, where we can make income off of that, and also do our retreats here instead of going somewhere else. So there's some exciting stuff happening with that area that we are excited about. And also with Label Breakers, moving into wanting to do some more YouTube live stuff with that, and some, interviewing people, like growing the social media as Bill was talking, bringing some fun little 30-second podcasts, what people think, and just moving forward in that customer journey to make it more relational. So that's kind of what I am working on at the moment. So looking forward to jumping into scalability more and growing, the community in there. And I know Mr. Aaron is always on me to get in there every day and mess around.
What's
So
your
that's
what's your customer journey?
so the customer journey is sending them to labelbreakers.com. That's the main entry point. And
And I
so
know you
they
have I know you have an outreach method. So what's the outreach method that you're gathering people with?
so that's the podcast that I do
Podcast.
weekly.
Yep.
And I have friends and influencers and just some everyday people too, but come on there every week and share their story. The format of the weekly is, since we are label breakers, I wrote a book. We have the book, so it started as the book and turned into the community. So through what it with Aaron, but so they come on and they share a label that God's broken off of them, and then a label that God has given them, and then what they're doing walking in their purpose right now. So that's kind of the format that people get sent out that come on the show. So we talk about that. So that opens up where they can share what they're doing on the show also, and continue to move. So then from that, people can join the Label Breakers personal private community, and we do weekly in there, which it might go to bi-weekly, because it's a lot of work. But to like move in there where we talk like you do here, like you say, like we can, which that is really what I'm going to start focusing on more this year, because it's kind of just been one-on-one, but to go in there and do the recordings and
Mhm.
have it so people, when they join the community, they can just jump in on their part, and then when we do the lives together, we can have more discussion and stuff. So that's the part I'm really working on this year, is growing that community
Yeah.
more.
Right on. And then inside the community, you talk about events and things like that, and essentially kind of
Yeah,
progress into that.
inside the community, we've talked about the retreats and the events, and then also, if they want to go deeper with one-on-one coaching or that kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah,
Good
and we
stuff.
have the book.
And we have the book. So how can I help you? What are you working on right now?
Um, really, I just kind of came on here to just like see your lovely face and get some motivation in a little bit. Come on, you got that beard going now. Just to get that jump start and for you to do, you know, a little kick in the butt, like, okay, go, girl,
Gotcha.
do it.
Gotcha.
So, and I jumped on here and Bill, so that was awesome, and like what everybody's doing. So just kind of a refresh jump start, saying, hey, let's go.
Yep. Yep. Well, I'm going to be talking a lot. The customer journey is big, and we've talked about it many times over in the past, but I really want to get focused on how are we implementing that and what's it actually look like in all these different businesses, because every one of you have businesses, and it's cool. Right now, we have different countries on the call. This princess is on the other side of the water, and we've got people kind of all over and a lot of different stuff going on. And it's good, but understanding the way that a customer flows through your business, like the biggest thing that any of you can do, because that's the only way you learn how to run your process. And reviewing the customer journey is the only way you figure out how to build any kind of systems and actually make everything work together. Because without it, you're kind of just showing up going, what should I work on today? But if you know exactly how they flow through your business, then we can go, okay, where am I struggling? Right? So Crystal, for yours, right? You're doing the interviews up front, and then you talk about the community. People go to the community page, the web page, sales funnel. They sign up to join the community and start paying monthly. Then you do those monthly calls like Freedom Friday. You start the Zoom and you do the thing. And then in there, you talk about other ways that people can go deeper with you, like coaching and everything else. Princess is doing something along the same lines. And so um, knowing that, you can look at it and go, okay, are all the pieces in place? And so like we built yours, so I know all the pieces are in place, right? So if the pieces are in place, then you say, where do I not have the people?
Mhm.
And if it's right at the beginning, nobody's showing up and you're not doing any podcast episodes and you're only doing one of those once every couple months instead of every single week, then that's where you focus. I just have to fix this piece and get that really spooled up and going, and that will automatically lead to the next piece, right? But let's say you've been at it a little while and you've got people in all the pieces. We do the podcast every week, and then we've got the community, and there's a few people in it, and they show up to the weekly calls, but then nobody's converting over to the events or to any of the other stuff. There's the breakdown, right? We know that the podcasts are working. We know it's pointing people to the community. People are signing up. People are showing up. But then we're not converting past there. And you can look at it and go, you don't have to go, what's the new thing I should create? You look at your customer journey and you go, okay, people are coming in here. It's working. They're coming in here. It's working. They're showing up. It's working. But then nobody's converting over. This is the breaking point. And you know exactly where you need to spend your time to work on the next piece. Right? Like understanding your customer journey, no matter what the business is, allows you to create the system and be able to break it down and figure out where the bottleneck is or where you need to spend your time, because that's going to fluctuate and change.
Wow,
I
that's
think it
really
was
good.
what
I said, no, that's really good.
Mindy a while back, she launched a community. Remember, she was on here multiple times. She launched a community and went to 44 people in her community within like 3 weeks. But then it stayed at 44 people. And so it was like a prime example of we're doing the thing and it's converting the people and they're coming in, and like all of that was going really well, but then the number stopped at 44.
Mm.
So it goes, well, what part do you want to work on? She wasn't selling something past there. There was no upsell. That was the thing. Come to the place, join the community, be there. And that was all good. So there it was a traffic problem on the front side. And when we dug into it a few times, I asked her, how are you marketing to these people? And she's like, I send out an email. How many have you sent out? She's like, well, one or two. Like you got to send like 10 to 50 emails to the same people over and over and over to get more of them to convert, right? A higher number. And so she knows, oh, okay, that's where I need to go right at the beginning and work on that piece. When you guys understand your customer journey, wherever you've got a slowdown or a holdup or a bottleneck, that's the problem point that you get to focus on, and you work right there. Once the pieces are in place, it's like just work the process wherever the process is being held up. So that's why I like to get into the customer journey in that business flow so that we can really work through those. Because if we start pointing that out, I think you guys will all have better success with all the different businesses out there.
Mm, very
So
awesome. Thank you.
kicking the butt being made at the
Thank
front
you.
side.
Received.
You got to talk about it more. If it's on the
Yeah.
front side for any of you, if any of you struggle like to get people to your thing, you're not talking about it enough. You're not being loud enough to enough people.
Mm,
And it's the same people over and over and over. I've told the story plenty of times, but I had one lady who asked me questions for free for 3 years solid before she finally bought anything from me. And then once she bought something from me, she was like a diehard from that point on, bought everything I sold, came to live events, everything. But it took her 3 years, which means I was talking about the same thing and following up for 3 years before that one person converted. They're not all that way. Some people are like, I see it, I like it, it's what I need, let's go. But you guys have to talk about the same thing over and over and over and over and over until you're sick and tired of talking about it. And then you keep talking about it. And that's the only way any of the lead gen stuff will work for you.
yeah, I think that's a problem with a lot of entrepreneurs. And
Mhm.
but the successful ones that I know are like that. Like you think you have to have a new message every time you talk to an audience, but no, they pretty much say the same message every time you hear them talk.
Yep.
So that is a good reminder that it's okay to say the same
Yep.
message over and over and over.
Yep. I've heard Ed Milet and Brendan Burchard and some of those big guys speak multiple times. And it's funny, anytime the second and third time I heard like Ed Milet speak at a live event, and the same with Brendan Burchard, I heard, the second or third time, they told the same stories and talked about the same things. And I was thinking, this is the exact same speech. And Brendan Burchard had been at it for like 19 years.
Mm.
And I pay attention to that stuff and I looked at it and I thought about it. I'm like, he's been saying the exact same story with the exact same message for 19 years. And every single day I'm coaching entrepreneurs that are like that won't keep talking about their thing for 3 months. So if you guys are struggling with getting people in, it's always a volume of talking about the same thing over and over. People need to be able to go, "Oh, Aaron, yeah, he does this. You should talk to him because he does this."
I've been listening to you for 2 years and I'm like, dang it, Aaron, say something new. But no,
Oh, I've had people ask me, I've had coaching clients, they're like, "Well, what are we gonna work on this week?" I'm like, "Did you get done what you needed to do last week?" They're like, "Well,
exactly.
no, I'm still working on it." I'm like, "Then there's absolutely nothing new to talk about. You need to go back and do that thing before there's the next thing, because
Come
that
on.
will get you here. And if that ain't done, I'm not moving on."
Exactly. That's why I'm still here.
Crystal's still just showing up, trying to get that next step.
One step, one step.
Well, the
Thank you, sir.
consistency will get it done. That's
Yes,
just like we
absolutely.
were we were streaming these, we were streaming these Freedom Fridays for a while, and then we just kind of tapered off of them last part of the year, last year. And so this is just recommitting to every week we're going to show up and do these. Even if none of you guys show up, I'm going to jump into the software, I'm going to demo something, give some value every single week because it's just what we do, talking about the same things over and over and then moving forward. So keep it up. Keep it up. It'll
Thank
sink
you.
eventually. Scale up the
Thank you.
volume. Hi,
Yes, thank
Princess.
you.
How are you?
Hi, very well, thank you. Hello, everybody. Lovely to see all of you or meet you too.
Yep. Hey, tell us about you. What do you do to where people can get to know you? I'll
That's
put
an
you on the spot
interesting.
right off the bat.
Oh my God. I didn't think I was going to be questioned. Um, I'm building a community called Purpose Powered Women. And the reason I'm building that community is for people like me who have transitioned from corporate or out from another, from any how do I put this? Career, but you were not in God's purpose. So you were trying to go up some corporate ladder and whatever, and then you might be crushing it, but you find that this is not it at all. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And that comes with a lot of things. It comes with burnout, it comes with frustration, it comes with so many different things. And so you've reached a point where enough is enough and you're ready to step out and walk on water.
Yep,
And I support you doing that.
absolutely. And she's launched a community too, like Crystal, like you were doing. So it's Purpose Powered Women, and it's a paid monthly subscription as well. So Princess, how are you? This is always like an open forum. That's what Freedom Fridays is. It's
Okay.
how do I help pull you back into the process, And so if you're struggling on the process and what I'm working on and things like that, that's always what I'm going to pull out here. So it's not always techie in here. People go to the tech support to get the questions answered, but in here, I really want to give you strategy and help you streamline or systemize or work through the mindset if you've forgotten kind of the way you're doing things, like reminding you to get back in. So how can I serve you this week? Where are you at with
It's,
things?
well, I am just starting. I'm recalibrating because I just left my job. And
Yeah.
I am even trying to get back to waking up early now because I'm really out of it. So I am recalibrating and trying to get myself up every day and say, you know what, this is my work day now, but it's at home.
Yeah.
So one of the things um I want a solid strategy to get people into the community because it's if I am on social media and I'm talking about something, I don't necessarily um want to come into your community yet. I might like you and what you're saying, but how do I give you value or give you something in the community that we've built, in the whole system that we've built? For example, a lead magnet.
Hmm.
What do I do or give you something that will make you come so I can talk to you deeper on a deeper level on what
Hmm.
I do? And how to solidify the message so I'm saying the same thing over and
Yeah.
over again as you've just said.
Yep.
Yeah, and just keep it really simple because to be honest, I don't do complicated. When it is simple and I have a step-by-step system, that works for me because that is how I think. I
Yep.
think through stages.
Hmm.
And the moment I start thinking about too many different things, that's when frustration set in and I don't do anything. So it's
Yep.
not lazy. I end up procrastinating because I don't know what to do.
Yep. Oh, I
So
understand. Anybody else ever felt that way? You can put it in the comments, raise your hand, do whatever, but just so you know, you're not alone on that one. And that's the reason for years, if you guys have been around me at all, you've heard me for years go, quit talking, quit acting like you have a business, but treating it like it's a side hustle
right.
or it's something you're trying. If it's a business, then that means think of it as going to work somewhere. You have to get up at a certain time, get dressed for the day, and go somewhere. Like I wear the same clothes every day because this is my work uniform. I work for myself and nobody's in my office but me. But I wear the same thing every day because if I'm seen somewhere, it makes me feel like I'm getting up, I'm getting dressed, I'm getting myself ready, and I'm going to work. Even if I don't have Zoom calls or anything, I'm like, hey, this is what I do, and this is who I am, and this is my business. So when I talk to people, I have a legitimacy in my own mind that this isn't some side hustle or something I'm trying. And you have to get that mentality right from the beginning. Even
Hmm.
if you've never gotten a customer yet, it doesn't matter. If you have a product and you're selling it, you are in business. And as soon as somebody buys it, you have a customer. And
Yeah.
like there's no other way around it. Now you're just getting better at it. So when you live and work, from your house and everything else, I completely get it. Um, we're scaling this year, and so we're taking new levels, but I've been 100% virtual for 6 years. We've
Mm.
moved around. We've worked out of Airbnbs. I've always had my kids around the house and everything else. So this is a weird space for me, having a quiet room outside of the house where I have to drive to get to work. Um, but it's just because of goals that we set for this year and where we find ourselves in the process. Um, and so where do you find yourself in the process still needs to have legitimacy in your eyes to the business. And you can set your, and I tell people, it's like, set your business hours. Like my work hours at the
Yeah.
office are, my work hours at my office are from 10 to 4. A lot of people go, that's not a work day. It's like, I don't really care what you think's a work day. I get a lot done in 6 hours. When I get 6 hours locked in a room with absolutely no distractions whatsoever,
Yeah.
I can do what you can do in 12 because I'm just
Yeah.
on, I'm very structured with it all. And the reason it's 10 to 4 is so that I can get up, I go to the gym in the morning, and then I get my daughters up and around. I get them ready for school. I do breakfast, affirmations. I make breakfast for the family. I do affirmations. I read the Bible with my daughters, and then I come to work. So it's like I'm still going to get in the stuff that's priority to me, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to come to work. But at the same time, they're like, "Don't go." I'm like, I got to be on the road by this time to be at work by 10 because that's
Mm-hmm.
when I work, and I treat it like I'm going to my job. And then at 4 o'clock is when I call it a day, simply because I want daylight and time with my girls so they don't think I'm just gone all day long.
Right.
So it's I set the time and then I treat it like I'm going to work. You can do this in an office in your house or whatever, but create a space. If you're going to do it at home, create a space that is your workspace. And when you are there, you are working.
Right.
And then set business hours. This is when I'm going to work on this thing. Because, guys, there's going to be a lot of time in your business where you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And that becomes the one thing that you have to do. When you sit down, you go, okay, here's how my business runs. We have the community, we have a sales page that sells the community, and then I know how to show up and do the weekly calls for my community and put the replays in there and interact with people, but nobody's in there. Remember, we talked about the customer journey. Where's the breakdown? We got all
Yeah.
the stuff, right? We got the sales page, we got the payments, we got the community, we do the weekly calls, all that's figured out and ready, but there's nobody in it.
Mm.
So now what's the one thing that you have to work on? You say, well, here's my work hours from 10 to 4. Okay. Where's the breakdown? There's nobody coming to the sales page to join the community. So now
Mm.
everything you work on from 10 to 4 is, what don't I know about finding traffic? How do I create, and you brought it up. I know that people use lead magnets to build a list. I should have a lead magnet or two. So literally that's all you work on until you figure it out and you have one. You just create a lead magnet. You watch videos about lead magnets, you create different things, and then you talk to people. Hey, what would be beneficial? All of those things revolve around that one thing. How do I create lead magnets that will draw people to me? And so anytime you feel yourself going, I don't know what to do, so you end up not doing anything, you simply need to go, okay, I don't know what to do. Look at your customer journey and say, where's the breakdown? If it's at the beginning with traffic, then it's all lead generation. And it's,
Okay.
what do I need to know about lead generation? How's all the different ways that I can get leads? Which ways would I like? Like in real estate, a lot of people do cold calling. I will not do cold calling. I
Mm-mm.
hate it with a
Mm-mm.
passion. So,
Mm-hmm.
so
Me
for
too.
me, when I got to real estate, I'm like, okay, you could do cold calling, you could do mailers, you could do Facebook, you could do social media posts and build a brand. You can collaborate and do JV joint ventures. There's all these things. And so I immediately made a list of all the ways that I could get deals. And then I struck off the ones that I know I absolutely hate and would never want to do. And that starts to weed the list down to a smaller list, right? A few things. Then when you have like a few things, you're like, okay, well, I wouldn't mind doing these things. Then it's just learn how to do those things. So I'll tell you guys too, a lot of people struggle
Madapananda.
with this, with the part leads up front. And something Bill mentioned, and it's an absolutely fantastic method. And I like people to start off with it. And it's what we still do. I've got 6 years and everything is still referrals, affiliates, joint ventures, and things like that.
I wasn't here when
Yeah.
when he was speaking, so
Yeah. I'll break it
wh-
down. I was,
Yeah,
I was,
so
I'm insulted that you weren't here,
no,
Princess. Of all
no, I
people,
am
you should have been
so
here.
sorry. You know what? I went
He's
to the
razzing you.
hospital, picked up the little one, and then I came home and I thought, oh my goodness, today's Freedom Friday. What time is it? And then I had to go convert your time to my time. I
What
thought
time is it there?
it's now 6:10.
Okay, not too late.
Yeah, and for
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, Prentice and I have been collaborating on her podcasts for about 2 to 3 months. It's been a lot of fun.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so much fun. And it has gone live now. So I'm posting weekly messages now.
Very
Um
nice. I
yeah,
forgot
on
you guys
for
knew
the
each other.
audio. And then yeah. Um to be honest with you, as it relates to, I like joint ventures, as Dr. Bill just said. And the next thing I love is master classes. I like talking to people. I like teaching
Hmm.
something. Because
Hmm.
that's just who I am. So
Yeah.
I find that very exhilarating. So what
Hmm.
I want to figure out is what kind of masterclass can I put on to support those ladies who are transitioning from corporate into God's purpose?
Hmm.
And what kind of value would they be looking for now? Because I'm trying to come out of my head because I know what I needed. One of the things I needed a lot of confirmation to say, okay, God wants me to leave now. That was not easy. I went through a month of freaking out first. And then I got the word and drove those spirits out.
Yeah.
Because I said, I can't deal with that mindset. That has got to go now. And then I look at, and I'm saying to myself, then, if he's telling me to leave, it is already done. So now I begin to walk on that platform of faith. Now I believe my Father over my circumstance. So that for me, and I know other people are going through this, because one of the greatest things that we all go through is, how am I going to pay those bills? That's a question. That's a very common question for everybody.
Hmm.
How do I feed my children if I
Yep.
leave this job? And this is why we end up staying in places that we hate, doing things that we hate because it pays the bills. But that's
Yep.
a frightful way to live. Honestly, somebody called me today offering me a position and I wanted to run. I just can't see myself going back in a classroom
Hmm.
day to day and teaching. I can see myself doing these kind of workshops, success
Yeah.
workshops with the kids. I can see that, help them to understand the mindset for examination and how to use God's principles. I can see
Mhm.
myself doing that. But to say I'm teaching a curriculum that they give me, that the government gives me,
Yeah.
I am sprinting in the opposite direction. I just can't.
Yeah.
20 years of it, I just can't do it. I can't do
Understood.
anymore.
So this will work for everybody's business, but crafting your lead magnet is always going to be talking to your person. So I don't know your person like you know your person, right? But when I first started all this, it was real estate investing. So I looked at real estate wholesalers and same thing. All of you are starting something because you went through it and now you're trying to help other people through it. So one, you're going to share your story of why you do this and how you came through it and how you can help them do it. But then come up with three things that you know they're struggling with, three thoughts in their heads, three real things that you can solve, and those become your lead magnet or your lead magnets. And then it becomes the same message over and over and over, over and over and over, over and over and over in a bunch of different formats. So you think if I have um, So just for example, I'm going to go back to real estate investing. I was working on wholesalers trying to make their first 100,000. So not all real estate investors, because those are flippers, commercial, Airbnb, hotels, land people, wholesalers. It was real estate investing is all those things. I brought it all the way down to say wholesalers trying to make your first 100,000. And then I thought of a wholesaler trying to make their first 100,000 and the fact that they're all just running around hustling. They think they want legacy and they're trying to create wealth for their generations, but they're just hustling from one deal to the next and they're not doing it well. And so I taught the importance of why they needed to create a system and leverage a free software to actually track their deals so they didn't miss anything, so that their kids, their legacy, could help them in the business to make sure that they didn't miss anything. They were following up and they could do more deals. And what I first did was create a couple PDFs, like click here to get the free PDF. And it was just an infograph. If you're struggling with this, this is how you fix it. Struggling with this is how you fix it. It was the same 3 points. And then I did like Facebook Lives, where I'd go live and I'd just talk about it. Hey, if you find yourself hustling from one deal to the next, but you're always wondering if you missed something or remembering that you forgot to follow up with somebody, I'm going to give you a free system that'll show you how to never miss a lead again so that you can close more deals and make more money. And they're like, that's exactly what I need. I need to close more deals and make more money. And so it drew them in because it was the same message over and over and over, but it was an infograph. There was just a downloadable PDF. There was a video where you could just watch a video straight through. And then there was a 5-day challenge where I would go live and I would teach something day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Everything, no matter what it was, the PDF, the video, the Facebook Lives, and the 5-day challenge, it was all to solve the same 3 things over and over and over, just
Oh,
different ways. So all of you know that the person you're speaking to has 3 to 5 main concerns and problems in their head. If you can come up with what are those, and then a solution for those, and you can give that solution away for free, then just figure different formats to give the same thing. Russell Brunson brought this up once, and I thought, and I've held on to it, and it was like genius. But it was a lesson he learned. He bought a book for like $25, and it sat on the bed, on the nightstand next to his bed for months and months and months, and he never read it. And then the people that sold that book came out with a CD set, and the CD set was like $97 or $99, like $100. And he thought, oh, sweet. I wanted to read the book, but I'm obviously not reading the book. I can listen to the CDs in the car on my way to work.
yeah.
And so he bought the CDs and he would listen to them in the car on the way to work. But the lesson is people paid $25 for the message to be in a book and $99 for the message to be in CDs. But it was the same message.
Right.
You guys don't need different messages and different things from all over the place. You need to know exactly what your people are struggling with. You need a way that you can solve it for them, that you can give them for free. And then you figure out just different ways to give the same thing to them and take the same message, solve the same problems over and over and over and over and over. So if you do a live interview with somebody, you're going to bring the conversation around to those 3 problems over
Right.
and over. You know that if you ask an open Q&A, somebody's going to bring up one of those 3 things. And the next person will bring up another one of those 3 things because you know these are the things that everybody struggles with. I know when I ask you guys, how can I serve you? I know there's less than 5 things that all of you are always going to be hung up on. And this is a big one of them. This is the main one. Everybody's stuck on the front side. And so I'm confident asking the questions because I've had this conversation so many times that I know I can give you something, right? And then you have to actually go and do the thing. And that's where most of us break down because we don't commit to the thing. So if you say my business hours are 10 to 4, I need to generate leads. I don't know how to do that. I need a lead magnet. Now it's like, just talk to your people. Who do you know that you've already helped? And figure out what are the main things in their head. Write down and get like 3 things. The main problems, the main struggles. Because where if you guys are selling a community and then upselling to coaching, if you can show them how to answer or solve that one problem out of those 3, they'll pay you to show up to solve the others. So on my 5-day challenge, I would actually tell them how to do every step of it so that they didn't have to buy anything from me. I would teach for an hour a day, 5 days in a row. And I'd be like, now you know how to do it all. You don't have to buy a thing from me. Go forth and prosper. If you'd rather work with me one-on-one and show up every week to have the accountability to get it done, shoot me a message. And I would sell coaching afterwards.
Do you mean at the end of the 5-day challenge?
Yeah. So
You
like
sell the
where you have,
coaching?
I was selling coaching because at that time I went from a 5-day free challenge to a $5,000 coaching program. That was it. There was nothing under it. There was no other product. There was no other anything. It was just one-on-one systems creation for you and your business, streamlining things.
Okay. Question.
Yours is going to be your community.
Okay.
And then in the community, you upsell the one-on-one.
Mm, okay. So what I'm selling in the masterclass is, for example, the group
The
coaching,
community. Yep.
which is the community.
Hmm.
And that's all I focus on right now, getting them into the community, and then later on I can upsell them.
Yep.
Say I
Exactly.
have 12 spots open up
Hmm.
for this period of time,
Yep.
whatever. You can work with me if you want to consolidate the learning and get one-to-one assistance or help.
Yep.
No, but
Exactly. Customer journey.
yeah,
All freebies, all lead magnets, all collaborations, all workshops, all master classes, everything talks about the 3 problems you know they're struggling with. And then if you can solve 1 or 2 of them for them on that master class or in that interview, or by giving them a freebie, like let's say me and you were doing an interview to an audience of 1,000 women who are working corporate and thinking about quitting their jobs.
yeah,
And I bring you in and you're like, this is where I specialize. I help women go from corporate to living in God's purpose, work for themselves. I know a lot of you are struggling with, and you point out the first problem you know they're struggling with. Out of 1,000 ladies, they're going to go, that's exactly what I was worried about. And if you can say, but here's what I want you to know and understand, and you teach them exactly how to get over that, they're immediately going to be interested in everything else you have to say. Because now they know that you understand and you spoke to the problem in their head so you know them and you solve the problem for them without trying to sell them anything. That's a freebie. Even if it's live and you just solve the problem in an interview, that's a freebie. And then you say, hey, we have a free community, or we have a community where we get together. We have calls every single week in a group setting and we work through these things so we can always answer questions, help you on this journey, and hold your hand and walk side by side as you make this transition. Go to X to check out the community and you send them to the website. You can even have a free PDF if you want, where it just talks about the 3 problems from that. Say, hey,
oh yeah, I love creating
shoot
things.
them the PDF, and then you shoot them the PDF in exchange for the name, phone number, email, and you have to go back and talk to them again and again, message them again and again, have a
Yeah,
conversation with them again and again, and on those you're always still talking about the community.
I
Now,
mean,
here's the deal. People go, what if I got somebody who was like, they'd be better for coaching? There's somebody that's just going to go straight to the one-on-one and they'd be willing to spend, a few $1,000s on coaching. It's like that person who is that driven and knows they want it, they'll ask you. They'll go, do you work with people one-on-one? Because I would
yeah,
rather just have a you. I don't like the group thing.
okay.
And they'll ask you for it. And
Hmm.
then you're able to move past or move into that. But that's why you have to follow up. That's why you have to have the conversations and get to know the people and talk to the same people over and over, or send emails over and over to the same ones. Because every time you send them an email, it's like having another conversation. They're getting to know you a little bit more, a little bit more. They have to know you know what their problem is and you have a solution. And the way that they get that solution, joining your community.
Um, if you, for example, when you send an email to them, what if you incorporated like a 5-minute clip teaching something? It's like an email course. But it's just snippets you're teaching.
Yeah.
And would that be a powerful thing to use?
Yeah.
Just
Anything that's going to show them you know what you're talking about and you're the professional in the space that can solve their problem. So
right.
the email itself, you can just write out the story and
Mm-hmm.
then send them another email and say, hey, I recorded a quick video talking about this and I just wanted to share it with you. Here's a link. Click here to watch it. And they can go straight to a Zoom video or a YouTube video or something. You don't even have to call it a master class or anything else. You just say, hey, I made a video talking about X and I think it would be helpful. So I thought I'd just send it over to you for free. Let me know what you think. And then your next email can be, hey, just following up. Did you have a chance to watch that video? And that's a follow-up. It's starting a conversation off of something you sent. This is
Okay.
where you guys need to spend your time if you're struggling with people coming in. If you don't have a lot of people coming in, it's all this up front. And the collaborations we talked about, if you guys don't have your own audience, there's two things. You either build your own audience or you leverage somebody else's audience.
Mm.
And everybody always in the beginning goes, why would somebody else give me access to their audience? It's because what you have is valuable. And like Bill's trying to do, creating an affiliate program so you can get paid. Let me come talk to your audience and I'm not going to pitch them. I'm just going to talk to them about how to solve this.
Mm.
And then if they buy anything from me, you'll get a commission of anything I sell. Right? It's just a referral fee or an affiliate program. But if you leverage other people's audiences and you're struggling, let's say you're struggling to get leads and you're struggling to get traffic and build an audience, then make a list of everybody who has your audience. Who else has people in front of them that would be good for my community? And then go and start that relationship and talk to them to see how you guys could do things together. Facebook Lives, a masterclass, a podcast interview, whatever it is.
Um, when you're marketing this masterclass, for example, how long would you say for promotion to be able to have enough people coming in?
For like to host a masterclass and just try to get
Y-
people to show up to that one. Because remember, I
Yeah, to
have the
sign
same
up to it.
message
So
for
you want them to know about it. You can't
yeah.
just say, I'm going to keep a masterclass and just do it
Yeah.
without nobody signing up. So
Yeah.
how long would you say me, I I would post on social media. How long would you say to give it for it to gain some sort of traction for them to sign up?
Yeah. There's a um there's a back and forth on what people think. And so which means it's kind of
What do you
open.
know to work?
Which means it's kind of open, right? And it depends. Because if you look at like a movie, they record a movie or they make a blockbuster movie for the theater, right? They'll promote a movie for an entire year because the longer the runway, the more promo you can do, and the better the turnout's going to be to where they can sell millions on opening weekend. So a lot of people say the longer the runway, the better. The more you can
Mm,
promote it, the longer the runway you give them, the better. But then at the same time, there's tons of studies on master classes, workshops, things like that, that will say 3 days is way more than enough
oh,
because
really?
you want people to be able to sign up and then have it be coming up quickly so they don't forget about it before it comes up. Because if it's like 2 weeks out, they sign up. Even if you're sending reminder emails, by the time they get an email going, hey, we're live in an hour, they're like, what is this? Like, they don't even remember signing up, which is why a lot of people go to that on demand webinar. So,
Mm,
what's funny is all the things work just in different formats. And I think it's kind of what you go with. I don't run anything out any more than a few days just because I like to get things actually, I like to just run them out, let people know it's there, and then do the thing. I don't like to screw around reminding people for the next month either.
okay.
But it's all going to depend on the interaction of that audience and what they're doing
Hmm.
and how interactive. So let's say um, if me and you partner up, because I'm going to talk to your audience.
Right.
And so here's the deal. I actually just made one of these partnerships this past couple weeks ago. We're going to be like one of the sponsors on their live events. I'll be doing keynote at their events. I'll be at all of their workshops, doing live stuff, set up, partnered with them, everything else. They have almost 400,000 people on like email list and audience. We don't need to promote something for 6 months to them.
Mm,
He can send out a few text messages, a few emails, and say, hey, we're doing this thing. And you'll have a couple hundred people show up. So We don't need to run things out because of that audience. Somebody else may have, say, a Facebook group, but there's very, very low interaction. Not a lot of
Ah,
people respond. You may want to promote and talk and promote and talk and promote and talk a lot longer to give people more of an option to see it before it shows up. So
mm,
some of it can depend on the audience themselves. If you've got a super engaged audience that um, responds to emails, texts, whatever fairly quickly, then you can move faster.
mm,
But I would say focus on, for all of you, like in the beginning, if you don't have an audience, focus on partnerships. So like what you're doing with Bill,
yeah.
but anytime and every single time, you have to speak about the same thing. You have to say the same things and talk about the same things. That doesn't mean every conversation is boring. Like if you and Bill did 4 interviews, they were all going to be the exact same thing. It's not word for word the same,
Right.
right? Right now, I'm talking about systems and automation. I'm trying to teach you how to go partner with somebody, talk about a clear message that solves a problem, and then leads people to your sales thing or your free thing. That's a process and a system, right? So I'm talking systems and automation. Yet this is a different conversation than what I've had in the past. So I'm still talking about what I talk about, but it's just in a different format because of where we're at and how we're doing it. So get really clear on your people. What do they need and how can you solve it? And then partner with people to do interviews, workshops, whatever. And you talk about the same thing all the time. So if I heard you on 10 different platforms on 10 different interviews,
Mm,
a short clip over here for 60 seconds where you were with somebody or you saying something, and then an hour-long masterclass, and then I saw you speak from stage, and then I saw you in 3 different Facebook groups, I would know exactly what you do, and you'd be solving the same problem over and over and over. And each time I'd be like, wow, that's what she did last time. It was so good. Oh, I missed that last time. I totally missed when she said that the last time, but now I remember. That's what happens when it's the same thing over and over and over.
right.
That makes sense to everybody? Does everybody see how you could use it on your businesses?
Can I just ask a quick question about the lead magnet?
Yeah, go ahead.
In the system that you've built for me, where would I house it? Say, for example, house a PDF, house a, t- a mini course, or whatever it is that I'm giving away.
Mm-hmm. So let me see here. We'll start with a PDF.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a PDF, just save it to your computer.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a demo account in Scalability. But when you come into Scalability, you'll be on your dashboard. On this left side menu over here, scroll down to you see media storage right here.
Mm-hmm.
Click on media storage, and then the top right corner, you'll see the blue button that says upload.
Mm-hmm.
When you upload a PDF, it shows up like this. So right here, I have a PDF. Lead
Okay.
Capture Toolkit PDF. I think this is the one you got, Princess. If I hover my mouse over this, once it's here, I can
Mm-hmm.
click on the 3 dots and I can get a link to it.
Okay.
So now I can take that link, and it could be as easy as me going on to Facebook, my personal profile on Facebook, and saying, hey, if you've ever struggled with this, I'd like to give you this thing that'll teach you exactly how to overcome it. Just comment below, I want it, and I'll send it to you. And somebody comments, I want it, and you grab the link right here and you just send it to them in a message. Like it can be that simple. And in the beginning, don't overcomplicate it.
Right. I don't like complicated.
But everybody will sit around and spend months overcomplicating things
No,
by trying not to overcomplicate them.
I have done it already, so I know it doesn't work
Yeah,
for me.
right.
So therefore, I am simplifying every
Yeah.
single thing. So,
So
okay, PDF, good.
same thing could happen with a video.
Okay.
Record a video talking about the thing, come into media storage, click upload the video will show up right here. Hover over it, click this, grab the link. You can shoot a link to somebody. So the storage place is your media storage and scalability. You share a link.
Okay.
If somebody clicks on the link, it'll open it up in a window and they'll see the thing right on their computer. This is the link. If they clicked on it, it goes
Wow.
straight to the lead capture toolkit. They can scroll down and they can read the PDF and it looks legit, but I didn't have to build a web page and do everything. So if you send something out in, say, Facebook, and you say, hey, if you ever struggle with this, I've got this and I want to give it to you for free, just comment below. Obviously, they're not going to a web page and putting in their name, phone number, and email, right? And a lot of people think that's how I captured the lead. If somebody comments in your Facebook comments, I'm in, you have captured a lead because Facebook gives you their first and last name. And they have said, I'm in, I'm interested. And you take them to Messenger and you send them the link to the freebie. Give them the thing, right? I give them this link directly in Messenger. Hey, here's the thing I said I'd give you. Feel free to holler if you got any questions. And then leave it be for 24 hours. The next day or 2 days later, go back and say, hey, just checking in. Did you have a chance to read through that? Did you have any questions? In other words, your follow-up isn't by text or email, it's by Facebook Messenger. So you would take their name and you would make them a contact in Scalability. You know, I would take them off of Facebook. I would come to contacts in Scalability and just add them as a contact. Click this plus up here and just put, oh, Testy Testerson's already on here. So Aaron Jennings, and then see, I don't have an email or phone because I'm talking to him on Facebook, right? So I'm just going to save them just like that. Aaron Jennings, no email, no phone. And then I'll come over here on the notes and I'd add a note and say, connected on Facebook. And then if I get a message from him, I might put it directly in here just so I remember the conversation. Or I put a link directly to their profile. The idea is to have that conversation in Messenger and then maybe get something else to send them. And say, hey, give me your email address and I'll shoot it over to your email real quick. And then you take their email from Facebook and you plug it in here. Like this is how you start conversation on, say, a free social media platform, and then you bring them in here. I've told people before I go, hey, I've been locked out of my Facebook account a few times. Do you mind swapping cell phone numbers? That way I can just shoot you a text so you got my number. Most people are like, yeah, sure. And I'll get a cell phone number on Facebook Messenger. I'll add it to Scalability and I'll shoot them a text. And then I'll jump on Facebook Messenger. I'll be like, hey, I just shot you a text. Did you get it? Like, respond just so I know you got it. And they'll text me back. Now I've got them in Scalability and I'm texting with them and I'm outside of Facebook. So in the simplest form, right? You can go on social media and just talk about the thing you do and offer to give somebody something for free and just shoot them a link in Messenger on whatever platform it is. And then start a conversation, follow up with them every few days, talk to them, try to get them on a phone call, discovery call, tell them about, you know, down the conversation for yours. You could have that conversation in Facebook Messenger and you can say, hey, I have a community where we talk about this stuff every week if you're interested. And at that point, they'll probably go, yeah, what is it? And you give them the link to the sales page, and the sales page tells them about the community and gives them the opportunity to join. Make sense?
Yeah.
Everybody seeing how this can work for them?
Oh, this is so good. It's like cake.
I know it's a lot to take in when you're not used to it, but just like I was telling Crystal, you have your system built, Princess. It's just reminding you of how it works.
Yeah.
So every time you come to work, right, build a space in your house that it's like, this is my workspace.
Yeah, I have it already.
Set a time that you go to that space for work and work only. As soon as you get to that space, review your customer journey first and foremost so you know how your business runs. Say, I do this. When I do this, I tell people about this, and I give them the link through conversation to my sales page. They join my community. I show up on the weekly calls. I upsell coaching in the community. Done. Customer journey. You just reviewed it. 30 seconds. Then you go back to, how can I help more people? Where are they at? And you just start interacting with them.
Uh, that short, that short little sentence you just said, I want to catch it word for word. Can you give it to me again? This is my customer journey. I do this.
Yep. So I would say for a lot of you, like, adapt a partnership lead generation model, collaboration for lead generation. So you say, I collaborate or I partner with other people who have women that would be in my audience. And I do workshops, live interviews, XYZ to help solve this problem or these 3 problems. To start conversations and collect information in an email list. This will be on the replay on YouTube.
That's
Then
awesome.
I interact with them through conversations. For the people who interact and reach out to me, I get names, phone numbers, emails, interact, start conversations, and I tell them about my community and send them the link to my website, the sales page. On the sales page, people sign up to join my community, and automation gets them into my group and sends them weekly reminders to show up to the calls that I host at Thursday, 7 p.m. every week on Zoom. Inside that community, I offer the opportunity to work with me one-on-one. When somebody's interested, I send a discovery link to my calendar for them to schedule time with me. On the call, I sell one-on-one coaching or live event, whatever. Your case, one-on-one coaching. That's your customer journey.
Okay.
The more you review it, the easier it's going to be for you to do the things you need to do inside of it.
When will this be ready? I'm talking about the replay.
As soon as we're done, I'll put the YouTube link back into the Facebook group.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm definitely taking this down and have my um you hear the education coming out. I was just about to say learning journey because we create something called learning journey. Well,
Yep.
this is the customer journey. So
Yep.
so I
Exactly.
suppose it's sort of a learning journey in a
Yep.
sense.
That's
My
fine.
learning journey.
Just don't fall into a learning loop.
Oh no. I want to learn, implement,
Yep.
because otherwise it makes no sense.
Yep. So
I
for
mean,
everybody, here's a step by step. The first thing you want to do, identify your person, get very clear on what they're struggling with, and create a solution. I used to give people a Trello board for free. Like, this is how you can track your leads using Trello for free. Anne's thumbs up. She's like, Anne came through one of the original 5-day challenges, and then like 4 years later, she's still here. And so Anne has seen me do everything for years, exactly what I'm telling you guys to do.
I'm not the 3-year gal, though. I'm not.
No,
I'm
she's
not the
not that
3-year
one.
gal. That's not me. I keep saying that. Let's keep saying it. I'm not that
Anne
gal.
interacted once and she was like, I'm in, and she's been around for years ever since. So if you have any questions about whether this stuff works or whether I've been changing the message, go talk to Anne. She's an open book and she's been around for a good 4 years. So
no.
she's done everything. But I used to give people a free Trello board. Like, this is how you can track your leads in Trello. And then I would go and at the end, I would say, hey, Trello will let you do it for free. I've shown you how to track your leads. And so you can copy the board and now you own it. If you'd like to
Mm,
start automating things, you can't do that with a free software like Trello.
uh,
Scalability will allow you to add automation, text, and email into that board so you can operate the entire thing in one place. If that works for you, go and do it. If you'd like to start adding automation and being able to scale the system where other people, then here's how you can sign up for Scalability. So I still found something that people needed, and I show them how to fix it. That lead capture toolkit that you saw that I just pulled up the link for,
mm-hmm,
it shows you how to go to your website and look at your website and go, is this a website or is it capturing something?
mm.
And you can, and I think you got it and read it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And
Okay.
that's how I thought. But then again, when I read yours, I thought this is what I need because my website wasn't doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
They were not communicating at all. Everything was just on its own.
Yeah.
It's like wearing a multicolored
Mm-hmm.
ensemble.
Yep.
Nothing links.
Yeah. So if you think about it, right, that these are different expressions of the same thing. I used to give a
Yeah,
Trello board, then I gave a 5-day free challenge, and then now it's a PDF that you got, and that was about websites, and then one was about leads and tracking leads.
yeah,
They were different things, but still it solved a very clear problem.
that I
You
had
say, hey, is your
clearly.
website doing this? This is why it's doing it, and this is how you can fix it. And
Mm,
if you read the PDF, right, it gives you this is what you need to do to fix it. It's not a come by my thing and then I'll tell you how to fix it. It tells you how to fix it in the PDF. So you don't have to get something from me if you want to do it on your own.
mm,
But most people don't want to do it on their own because they don't have the
mm-mm.
know-how, they don't have the time. They'd rather just have somebody do it and move on. And so if you tell them how to solve the problem for free and do it themselves, you are adding value to people.
Yeah,
You're not selling them. And the easiest way to sell somebody is to just tell them how to do it themselves. And they'll go, I don't want to do it. I'd rather have you do it. It's like, perfect. I can do that too. And it helps you do volume because you don't have to feel like you're selling, which is
yeah.
huge.
What's huge for me, I mean, when I met you, it was build it, please, and just teach me how to use it. I'm not going to trial and error. I've tried that already, and it cost me 3 years. Stuck in one place, can't move. I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to do any of the tech stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just kept me in limbo for a long time. And I thought, no
Yep.
more of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had this kind, I liked you. You look like somebody I could trust. That for me was huge because a lot of people took my money and built nonsense, and I didn't.
Yeah.
That for me was huge.
Yeah. So think about those things with the ladies that you'll be selling and talking to.
Yeah.
Right? I've told people this many times. I grew up in a small town where you looked each other in the eyes, you shook hands, and that was a legally binding contract. If
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
do what I said I would do, my dad would beat the crap out of me because that's the family name and you do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
Well, then
Integrity.
we take off traveling the world doing missions work and I'm like, how do I do business and be free to move and do what God says to do and he's already sent me
Yeah.
to other countries. So how do I do business? And a lot of people sell the same stuff that I sell with sales teams or never getting on a Zoom call. They'll just do a phone call or something. And I'm like,
Mm,
no, I'm from a small town. You look each other in the eyes, you shake hands, and it means something when you say you'll do something.
it's true.
And so for me, I crafted my business and I said, when I meet with people, it's on video on Zoom. This is as close as I can get to showing my face from anywhere in the world and being who I am and doing what I say I'll do.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you do that for your people? If you know that's a big deal for them, then craft it to where it's discovery calls and you get live face to face, either in person or on Zoom, right? Our next level of growth requires me to do a lot of in person stuff. I'm not a fan, but to get where we're wanting to go, it's just going to be part of it.
Mm,
And God's planted us here. And so it's a season. And so now developing and leaning into that. But what's important to your people?
yeah.
And then how do you give them that so that they're confident in you. They know you, they like you, they trust you, they know you're the one that has the solution because you've already given them part of the solution. And then if they want more, they can get more. If not, it's perfectly fine. You've already helped them.
One last question from me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to book a discovery call, the whole calendar situation.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work again? You create that and then you're gonna take the link and give it to them for them to book.
Yes. So let's see here. I'll do this again real quick. Inside your scalability account, right? Because I know we've already built it for you.
Yeah.
When you're in your community or on your coaching calls, or somebody just reaches out and they're like, hey, I want to talk to you about one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
In here, click on calendars on the left
Mm-hmm.
and then calendar settings right here at the top.
Mm-hmm.
There's other ways to get to it, but this is just my preference. It brings you right here and you'll see your calendar. Click on the three dots off to the right here and you can click share and there's the links to your calendars. So just copy this one, the permanent link, and then you can just throw that into Messenger or wherever. If I just send them that link and they click on it, it'll take them directly to your calendar and scalability.
Okay, so you just set up the timings first.
So we've already set it up for you. That was like for you specifically. Everybody else, yes, you have to set up your calendar. For you, we set up your calendar. So when you go in here, you'll see your calendar. Okay, so if you click on the three dots for all of you now, click on the three dots and click edit. This is where you can change the availability and the connections, customizations, and things for this calendar. So if I click on availability, you can set the hours where people can actually schedule.
Right.
Okay. And then when you do that, they'll see this and it will only show the times that are available. So you see
Yeah.
this particular calendar says 8 to 4:30.
It looks like Calendly.
Yep. Only this one's built in and it will
Mm-hmm.
trigger automation. So when somebody selects their time, they'll put in name, phone number, email, captures the lead, and then it will trigger the automation to send them texts and emails coming up to the call so that they show up, reminders.
Wow.
And those videos are on YouTube as well. So if you guys haven't set up your calendars yet, go to Fast Scalability, and
Yeah. For the demo
we
videos.
have videos, yeah, of how to set up your calendar and then how to build the automation behind it. And there's a pre-built automation in there for those of you who are starting from scratch. You go into
Okay.
automations, go to create an automation from a recipe, and there's a calendar reminders one. And the video will walk you through it, YouTube video. So what's the focus right now?
The focus right now is start. Um, it's one, I've already done set my time that I want to. I go 9 to 3. I'm gonna go 9 to 3 because I can get to the gym and then start my day properly. I can do my devotion, go to the gym, eat, and still have time to start my work day. So I can, yeah, I'm gonna start with 9 o'clock.
Okay,
I
sounds
mean,
good.
yeah, I'm gonna start 9 o'clock and then
So,
I'm gonna start doing lead gen by
mhm.
creating PDFs and lead magnets to draw those women I want.
Do find a couple women, talk to them. The
Okay.
more you can talk to, the better. But figure out exactly what they're struggling through. You have your struggle. Now you need 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 100 other women to tell you exactly what they're thinking so that you can take the top 3 to 5 problems, create your lead magnets off of that. So don't go and just create lead magnets. Talk to people first.
So how do you get those people to talk to? I mean, would they come from the comments on on your social media?
Anybody, if you've already talked to them, or like if you know of any, my guess is you know a few.
Um, I know a few who I mean, they're playing with the idea of
There you go.
transitioning, but they
Perfect.
won't.
That's perfect. Those are who you need to talk to.
Okay.
Because why won't they is the question you want to figure out.
Okay.
You say, I know this person wants to, they've told me, but they won't do it. I'd simply have a conversation, just be friends with them and be like, hey, do you mind if I ask, like, what is it that's really holding you back? What's the fear? What's the thing that's keeping you from actually going after it? And they'll tell you, I don't know how I'm going to provide for my family.
When I've asked that question, that was the main one.
Mm-hmm. So that's one. So what's something else? And then once you have 1, 2, 3 of them, then you create a solution for it, and that becomes your lead magnet.
Okay.
So figure out what the problem is, then create a solution, and then that one solution can become different styles of lead magnet, a video, a PDF, or whatever.
Mm,
Make sense?
yeah. Number one thing is always money.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one uh, I know of is people thinking that they can't do it. Can I really do this? It's almost like they don't have any confidence in
Yeah.
their abilities
Mm-hmm.
to step out and do it because
Yeah.
they think they'll fail.
Yep. A lot of people think they'll fail, and there's just as many people that don't do it because of a fear of success. They'll
Mm,
never say it, and that's really hard for people to get to. But what if, like, Ann's in real estate. So the question might be, what if I get 100 deals come in tomorrow? I can't buy 100 deals. I don't have enough money for that, or I don't have enough contractors to flip that many houses. What
mm,
if I have 100 people want to be a coaching client tomorrow? I can't coach 100 people. I'd be working 100 hours a week. There
mm.
still is a little bit of that. There's a what if it takes off, because I've seen the internet. It's a big deal, right? And so,
Competition is another one. Competition, like how could I be, what makes me the one person they want to pick? Does that make
mhm.
sense?
Yeah, like, why would somebody want to pay to work with me? There's a lot of people that know more than me, right?
Is
A
that
lot,
that imposter syndrome kind of
a
thing?
little bit. Yeah. Imposter syndrome. Yep. And that whole thing is like, every single one of us could stand next to each other on a stage in front of a room of 100 people, and we could all be selling the exact same thing. I'm going to get people that buy from me. You're going to get people that buy from you. Each one of us on here is going to have people in the same audience that come and buy from each one of us. And you can go, why? It's because we relate with people. We're human beings. We're attracted to certain people, and we'll just go their direction. Some people it's
True.
race, some people it's sex. Is like, well, I'm a guy, so I'm gonna go work with the guy. Somebody's
Yeah,
like, well, I'm black, I'm gonna go work with the black guy on the stage because we've got
true.
that. Some people are like, well, we're from London, so they are too. I'm gonna work with them.
It's
Some people
true.
are like, I'm from London. I don't want to work with somebody from London, right? Like, we attract and repel from just whatever we're attracted to.
It is
And so
true.
even if even if the whole imposter syndrome, even if there was 10 of you standing on a stage selling the same thing, you're all going to sell something to somebody,
Yeah.
Mhm. A
because
good friend
people
of
just,
a good friend of mine told me, imagine walking into a room of 100 people, a third of them automatically like you, a third of them don't, and then the last
Mm,
third are the maybes, and those are
mm,
the ones that you'll need to work on to get that know, like, and trust. Just like you did say about with Aaron, I was the same way. It's know, like, and trust. That's what he built, especially over the 5 days with his program. That's something that you're going to do as well. Is you're going to build that know, like, and trust with your Facebook profile and the master class that you do.
Mhm.
y- I'm figuring that you transitioned from what you were doing from your job to your business. Is that right? And what what was your top, well, I mean, what were your top three fears or challenges when you wanted to step out? You knew you want that. Um, what stopped you before you did it? And what are the challenges that you faced as you're about to do it, as you're about to transition?
Asking me, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
is that going to me or is that Aaron? Oh, he's shaking his
Nope,
head. Yeah.
she's taking the opportunity to
No,
just call
no,
you
it's
out
true.
now.
She
Do it.
transitioned, so I want to know.
I actually, so hopefully I can try to make this a little short because I know you're on time, Aaron. I actually got laid off from a 9 to 5 job, and in my mindset, I was an employee. There was a mindset of employee, 9 to 5, and so my thoughts were like, even when I called my dad, I'm like, "Hey, I got laid off." He's like, "Just find another job." So I was thinking another job, but I had 3 kids. Daycare was expensive. And so my husband's like, I can handle it. But me, I am not one to stay home. So, and do nothing. Sorry. I have to do something. And it also comes to, yeah, income for my family. What can I do that is going to bring that income to my family? And I tried some different ventures, and then I ran into real estate. And what really got me going was also that finding that why. Like, they're going to have to find that specific, deep down crunching heart, like bawling, like crying why of why they want to do it, because then it's going to keep them going. I've always told Aaron, it's always been, I want my kids to see a successful parent in the world of running their own business, because I had parents that worked all the time, and yeah, my dad worked overtime, and I don't want my kids to see the same thing. I did have a scare of, is this gonna, can I really do it? So I had to like get over that. How am I gonna do it? Is this really for me to do? And so those are some challenges that I had to overcome and face. But I think also is our minds have to see proof. And for me, I took my, like, the first proof of doing it was literally going and buying a sign, because it's real estate. And this is before I got with Aaron, but bought a sign, and I literally wrote on it, and I was shaking as I was writing on it. I'm like, is this really, like, is it really going to work? That's a huge thing. I was like, just keep doing it, and then put it on the side of the road. And I got my first, I actually got my first signed contract off that. And then there was the fear of failure. Am I going to fail? And what to do if there's some other things I had to overcome. And like that purchase agreement didn't, thankfully, it turned out well. But there was a downside to that too. Like, what if I fail someone? That's another huge thing for me. Like, I have the fear of failing someone, like not performing, not coming through, if that makes sense. I think that's another fear that I had to overcome as well.
Letting people down.
Yeah, letting people down. That's exactly what I was looking for. It's just not coming to me. So hopefully that answered all your questions.
So let me jump in here real quick, Princess, because this is good, and there's something I just thought of. You think of the lead magnet and everything else. The number one thing people go, okay, I'm a successful woman in the corporate space. I've been driven. I've created this job. I've done well. I've got income. Now, how do I go live in God's purpose? And so how do you, if you haven't thought about this, you will if you dig into this. You might be thinking, how do I teach people how to make money outside of here when I've just started this thing and there's an imposter syndrome? How do I teach them to leave that and go this with, when I haven't done it yet myself? You might think that. Even as you start making money for yourself, you'll see how hard it is, how much consistency it takes. And you'll be like, well, I don't know. Like, if they stick with it, they will. But if they don't. So here's something you can do. You can create proof that it can be done by sharing other people's stories and collaborative partnerships with other people that are doing a bunch of different kinds of businesses, and you interview them inside of your community. So on the free side out front, it could be short clips of like you interviewing Anne about how she made the transition. She does real estate, how she does it, and everything else. And, the short clip of her being able to do it. So they see that you're talking to somebody who's in real estate and made that work for themselves. And now they see, oh, I could do real estate like she did, and she has success with it. I could have success too in a shortened version. And then you say, hey, Anne's going to be joining us inside the community for an hour-long interview in 2 weeks or XYZ. If you guys haven't joined the community yet, click the link below, join and we'll see you guys inside where Anne's going to break down exactly how she did it. We're going to dig into everything so that you can see if this is an opportunity for you. You don't even have to teach it.
Mm.
You just interview on how she did it, and it opens up somebody's mind to, oh, I could do that. But see, they get the how by paying to be a part of your community. And your lead magnet is the free little nuggets up front that shows this is an option for you. Hey, if you've ever struggled with, I need to quit my job and go live in God's purpose, but I'm not sure how I'm going to provide for my family. Here's 5 short clips of 5 different industries of women that have done this and have success in this. And they don't even have to have come from you. Like you and Ann could do it, where they've made the transition. And that becomes the lead magnet that makes them want to buy to come in the community because they want to hear more of that.
Okay.
I literally did that this morning. I literally, well, this is for workout, sorry guys, but I literally looked across the way and I was like, she can lift a 40 pounds per arm. I can too. And so I did.
Yep.
So
That's all we need. And sometimes, I mean, this is part of that partnership collaboration.
Yeah.
And I've said it many times too. And Ann knows this because Ann refers a lot of people over. I've told Ann, I was like, you're going to have a better chance referring people to me and them wanting to buy my services than I'll have if I talk to them. Because I'm the salesman.
That's true.
Because it's my thing. You're the coach selling your coaching. So you're the salesman. If you interview people that have results and they go, and this is how you can do it, and you're like, hey, if you want more of this, come to my community. Now they're going, I'm coming to your community because you brought them and I want access to all of it. So you're not the salesman selling the thing now, right? The other people are the ones that end up selling just by sharing, because it creates the know, like, and trust through just a different avenue. Well, I do have to wrap up here, but is this helpful? Do you have a clear picture of where you're going?
Yeah, very, very helpful.
Good.
Yeah, it sorted out certain thoughts in my head. As I said, I'm a very systematic thinker. So the more, so I have to group things and then put them in order.
Yep.
That's just, yeah.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys joining me and your time. Glenessa, I didn't get to you because I saw that you noticed that or said that you were just going to be listening today. So if you had something, if there's something I can serve you with this week to keep you moving forward, just shoot me a message or ask in the Facebook group and I'll make sure I get you taken care of. But as always, we'll be back here every Friday, 11:30 Central Time. Have an awesome weekend, guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you so much. Bye. Lovely to meet you, Anne. And looking forward to collaborating.
Same.
You should take my email. We should exchange
all right.
Facebook group. Go to the
contacts.
Facebook group and connect with each other.
Do it
Oh,
on
yes.
Facebook. Yep.
All right.
That'll
No
work.
problem. All right.
Perfect.
Bye.
See you
Thank
guys.
you.